suspension, as one is already in the books and will be eligible to return Week 16 against the Seahawks. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. 3 UCLA basketball players have been suspended indefinitely after they were charged with shoplifting in China. LiAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill all apologized for their actions today and actually thanked President Trump for helping them in the situation. Rockets point guard Chris Paul to return Thursday.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
Good evening, Clemson Tiger Nation. Gamecocks, Bulldogs, Yellow Jackets, and Seminoles. Peeking over the fence at the Hurry Up No Huddle Sports Talk Express. Lawton Swan, Lowell the producer, hanging out with you here. Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands. Fox Sports Radio 1019, 1050 AM, Myrtle Beach, Conway, South Carolina. Welcoming you all in to the show that shakes the Southland as we have a good time here each and every evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It is a lot of fun. The College Football Playoff Committee's rankings came out yesterday. I'm still a little bit under the weather. If you're watching the show live on YouTube right now or over on our website, ClemsonSportsTalk.com, you will see a well bundled up Swanee. I don't have a fever or a temperature, but I am just trying to make sure that I keep the body temp up to try to destroy whatever vermin has infested me. I think that would be correct. Lowell's giving me a funny look on that one. He is sitting across from me here. A simulation Saturday edition of the Wednesday edition of the show that shakes the Southland. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Lowell's apparently on some rendezvous this weekend, heading out of town, so he won't be here any longer. I think he thought that this Thursday was Thanksgiving, so he was off Wednesday through Friday. Instead, he's going to conveniently take the rest of this week off, and then I guess next week he'll play absent as well while he's eating chicken and turkey and everything else that goes down over the holidays. Now, I should mention ham as well. Honey baked, all of those glazed hams. Yes, indeed. I think Thanksgiving may be my favorite holiday. I'm going to be honest with you on that. Not a whole lot of pressure on me. Not a whole lot of pressure to deliver. There's not the presents and the putting together of toys and everything that comes along with Christmas. There's certainly a hustle and bustle to Thanksgiving. But of the holidays, I think it is my favorite. I am a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade guy. I like to wake up early. I will like NBC's coverage only. Then I spend the day watching some football. You could do better, NFL, than giving us Detroit every year, but I respect tradition. You get the Cowboys as well, and now you get another game simply because of the fact that the NFL has the NFL Network, and they want to push that bad boy at you as well. So I think now 3 games on Thanksgiving. Occasionally you get a little college football action on Thanksgiving. Tigers and Gamecocks on Saturday. We're closing in on it, folks. Should be a lot of fun. By the way, programming note, we'll be off the air on Thursday. We'll be on the air on Friday. So the show that shakes the Southland will shake it with a little extra LBs, if you know what I'm saying, thanks to our Thanksgiving treats. But Lowell's gone the rest of this week after today, and so he decided to bring in his simulator, somewhat of a simulator, here in studio tonight so that we can witness Wofford beating South Carolina and the Citadel upsetting Clemson, so that both Gamecocks and Tiger fans can head into this weekend to these games this weekend confident. By the way, LeBron James, they're in Charlotte tonight taking on the Hornets. So if you're heading up to the Queen City for that one, enjoy it. Lowell, the producer, looking dapper in his Clemson Sports Talk polo this evening. What is going on, my man?
Bada boom.
Realest champs in the room. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm still just a little ill.
The
But
voice still sounds fantastic.
As the Beastie Boys said, though, licensed to ill. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So you're starting to like the voice now.
I'm just trying to make you feel better.
Well, somebody told me earlier today. They said you sound a little bit like Barry White, Swanee, and I was like, thank you very much. You know, it gets lonely sometimes on the radio. And that's the truth. It does get lonely. 803-978-1832. But I do have a beverage of some description here that will help soothe and pull me through tonight's show, I believe, Lowell. So that's a positive. Now, what game are you setting up here for us?
Well, right now I've been caught in a system update, and so this could take a second.
This looks like we're being very productive here.
Yes. So we may not get the games at all. Who knows? Who knows what could happen on a wild simulation Saturday on a Wednesday.
How is it connecting to the internet?
I connected to the Wi-Fi.
Here at iHeart?
Yes.
Okay. That works. Now, don't forget, we podcast every edition of the show, which means you can listen anytime you want to listen. You can listen from 6 to 8 p.m. weeknights right here on Fox Sports Radio 1400, or you can listen on Fox Sports Radio 1019 at 10:50 a.m. Myrtle Beach, Conway. Catch those podcasts on ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Last night, in between matchups between Duke and Michigan State and Kentucky and Kansas, the third week of the College Football Playoff Committee's rankings came out. Now, I don't know about you, but this past weekend, watching things unfold, the way that Notre Dame was hammered by Miami, the way that Georgia was hammered by Auburn, and watching Alabama struggle, and I said this on Monday, there was a moment on Saturday evening where I thought, we might wake up number one. And you'll recall me saying that earlier in the week because I said, look, yes, I said we. I've got the Clemson ring. I've got the Clemson pedigree. I do not step into this arena each and every evening to tell you I am something that I am not. I am a Clemson Tiger guy, but I always call it like I see it. And at that moment, on Saturday night, I thought to myself, if Alabama loses, Clemson's going to be number one on Monday, and I don't think there's any question about it. I didn't give a certain amount of significance to Miami's win over Notre Dame that some people might have wanted to, and I absolutely knew that no matter what Auburn did, Auburn could have beat Georgia 222-0, and that wasn't going to change Auburn being behind Clemson simply because the Tigers own a victory over the boys from the Plains in Death Valley this season, 14-6. But then when Alabama won, I thought to myself, you know what? 2's okay. Good place to be. 2. It's a lot better to be on that 2 line with Alabama sitting there at number 1, or that 4 line with Alabama sitting there at number 2. Clemson's managed to avoid, matter of fact, if all 3 renditions of the college football playoff that we've seen so far lined up, the Tigers would not have touched Alabama until the championship game if they could get there. So then there became the other polls, the coaches poll and the AP poll. And I don't know if the term is rhetoric or the vibe or the feeling, but I have to admit, after those polls came out on Sunday and Clemson wasn't number 2, I thought to myself, the Tigers might not move up and may get surpassed. And I said to you here on the program yesterday that I thought one benefit for Clemson going into last night's release, and Lowell, you may or may not remember this, was the fact that the committee is not made up of media members. The committee is made up of former coaches and players and athletic directors and some people outside of the media and so on. And why I thought that was important was because the coaches poll actually likes Clemson better. Now, it doesn't mean that people in that room are going to like Clemson better. But when the rankings came out, Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Miami 3, Oklahoma 4. I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised given what we had seen on Sunday from the other two polls. One thing we learned, though, and we should have learned this for a while now, the College Football Playoff Committee's standings, rankings, whatever you want to call them, are not based off of anything you see on Sunday from the AP or the coaches poll. And I am becoming more and more convinced that the College Football Playoff Committee does it the right way. Now, could you make an argument for Miami over Clemson? You might be able to. I can make one against it. Lowell, who was the team? Who did they not play because of the storm? Do you remember who the team was, the game that they gave up? Wasn't it Arkansas State, I think? Weren't they supposed to travel to Arkansas State for a game, the Hurricanes?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I think that was what it was. I don't think they would have lost that game. Okay? Not in the slightest. But I want you to consider this. They have played one less game. They have stepped on the field one less time. They have put an undefeated season or record on the line one less time. There is a consequence for that. There always has been a consequence for that. And that consequence is you don't know. There is uncertainty in what would or would not have happened in a game of that magnitude. There's also belief that Clemson's win over Auburn, by way of what Auburn did to Georgia, is an indicator of where Clemson may be. That's one of those dots that you can logically connect. Clemson's got some good wins this season. Virginia Tech was a good win. It's turning into less of a good win because they were beaten by a very good Miami team and they were beaten by Georgia Tech in a game they should not have lost. That's a game you can't lose if you're Virginia Tech, if you're trying to take that next step. Maybe that was one of those, though, because you had just lost to Miami. Did the Miami loss beat them twice? I mean, that's probably a reasonable statement to make, that Miami's victory over Virginia Tech beat them twice. It wouldn't be the first time in the history of college football that you've seen that. But in terms of Oklahoma and how in the world could Clemson possibly be favored over Oklahoma or possibly be the number 2 team in the country over Oklahoma, I give you this. Defense. Defense is the difference. Defense is where championships are won. We've heard this our entire life. I mean, it is one of the staples. Speed kills and defense wins championships. Those are the first two things. When you're teaching your son or daughter about football, you teach them about the pigskin, you teach them about the boundaries, and you tell your son speed kills and defense wins championships. Clemson's resume, Clemson's moment was probably built on the 2 drives or the 2 opportunities that Auburn had to punch the ball into the goal line deep in Clemson territory, and they couldn't do it. When Clemson needed a stand against an offense that went out and blitzkrieged the Georgia Bulldogs this past weekend, Clemson held them to 2 field goals on the game. And those 2 field goals didn't come off of sustained drives where Auburn navigated the field 87 yards and had to settle.
Well, one of them did.
The other one was deep in Clemson's territory.
Fumble.
But even on the one where Auburn drove it down, you might recall, didn't they have to convert, 2 fourth-down conversions on that drive, or 1 at one point along the way. But it wasn't as if Auburn was just moving the ball up and down the field on Clemson. It was a scenario where they had to fight and scrap for every yard. Did you see what they did to Georgia? Now, do you believe, after watching Clemson's defense, and I know you're going to give me the I know you're going Ryan Finley on this, Lowell. I get it. The difference in Ryan Finley and Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, I don't know that Baker Mayfield's willing to take those check down throws. I think Baker's going to try to hit you over the top. I think Baker's going to try and beat you on the deep ball. And that may be where Clemson's strength is because, again, that defensive front gets plenty of time to get after you when you have to take a 5-7 step drop. Mayfield's athletic reminds me a lot of our resident expert and long-term member of the College Sports Corner. Of course, former Texas A&M Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Johnny Manziel. But when you're Clemson and you've got the defense that is as stout as Clemson's has been, there is a reason and there is reasonable belief amongst the people in that room, amongst the people that make the biggest decisions in the college football playoff, that defense still wins championships. And that if Baker Mayfield had to go up against a Clemson defense, he wouldn't spin the pill for 500-plus yards and 47 points. That's just not something that the committee buys into. And I'm okay with that. Do they have a better win than Clemson? I don't know that they do. Is their road win over Ohio State? And again, it's been a year removed, but a team that Clemson beat 31-0. 31-0 a year ago in the Fiesta Bowl. Is that win really better than Clemson's victory over Auburn? Can we admit Auburn essentially gave away that game against LSU? I still don't know how they lost the game to LSU. Where would Auburn be today, Lowell, if they hadn't lost to LSU? Ask yourself that question. They're sitting there at 6 with 2 losses right now. Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Miami's 3, Oklahoma 4, Wisconsin checks in at 5. Auburn is at 6 with 2 L's, 1 coming to the number 2 Clemson Tigers. Georgia 7, Notre Dame 8, Ohio State's 9, and Penn State is 10. I told you the Big Ten's not good. Nobody wants to listen to that. I'm going to tell you again. The Big Ten is slow. The Big Ten cannot compete at the line of scrimmage with teams from the ACC and the SEC right now. They just can't, especially the Alabamas and the Clemsons of the world. They can't do it. They can't compete. Ohio State, they don't want anything to do with the Clemson Tigers. Trust me. That guy that paints his head up like a big old Buckeye or whatever he's wearing, he doesn't want anything to do with the Clemson Tigers right now. Believe me. Oh, they'll talk a big game. They'll talk a big game. But when they step out on the field and you got to put pad on pad, man on man, they don't want any of this action. And that's why Clemson's number 2. Defense wins championships. 803-978-1832. When we come back, we'll be joined by none other than Harold Dutch Coleman right here on the show that shakes the Southland.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival from Las Vegas.
Let's go!
2 nights, 1 stage. Over 20 of the biggest artists on the planet. Celebrated with iHeartRadio fans from around the world.
iHeartRadio, we appreciate it.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Coldplay, Big Thomas Rhett, The Weeknd, and more.
Watch our must-see iHeart Radio Music Festival Wednesday the 22nd and Friday the 24th at 8 on CW63.
Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701, or southlakedrug.com.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
E.F. Martin Heating and Air's blackout sale is here, and we're blacking out prices for you. Don't wait for untimely breakdowns to occur. Call E.F. Martin today and save $1,000 off a new qualifying American Standard heating and air system. Call E.F. Martin today at 799-1717 or visit efmartin.com to see how you can save. Call for more details.
Call E.F. Martin Heating and Air. When you call us, we'll be there.
Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devine Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devine Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry.
At the Home Depot, we take pros seriously, and we take care of business together. With the brand names pros trust, we'll set you up for success and put the best savings on the shelves, like the Makita Lithium-Ion 7-tool cordless kit, a special buy at $399, the lowest price of the year. Now's the time to load up and get everything you need for your next big job. Pro Black Friday, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Prices valid November 13th through 29th. Available in-store and online while supplies last.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the keyword luck to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's luck to 200-200.
Doing it big, as we always do on the show that shakes the Southland. The website is ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Premium subscribers pay just $49.95 for the year right now. That is a discounted rate, a promotional rate to be a part of our website. Sandra Sullivan up on the scene in Clemson covering it all. Dabo Swinney just coming off the practice field. Sanders will have it all for you up just in a little bit. I was going to say in just a few minutes, but I don't know that that's accurate. There's a little bit of time between now and then. But nonetheless, ClemsonSportsTalk.com would love to have each and every one of you be a part of the program. 803-978-1832, 803-978-1832. Dutch Coleman set to join us here momentarily. Going back and talking with him, man, to find out his thoughts about the College Football Playoff Committee's rankings. One member, Jeff Long, now out of a job. He won't be out of the college football playoff job, but he's out of the job at Arkansas, which means he is the athletic director, by the way, at Arkansas. Brett Bielema, probably the next domino to fall there. But unlike when Dutch Coleman left 105.5 The Roar in the upstate, the domino named William Qualkenbush did not fall. Instead, Qualk and Kelly now working together, doing their thing, while Dutch Coleman's up in Pennsylvania at State College, PA. Dutch, what's up, buddy?
What's happening, my man? How's everything?
Listen, this intern across from me is coming up there. So if you need anybody to help you out with the kids this weekend, let me know. He's making his way up. He's got a buddy that works up there somewhere around the athletic department or something.
He works for the State College Spikes.
Oh, nice. You coming up? Are you going to go to the football game?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, hit me up if you want. I'll be around.
Yeah. Leave the kids with him, and you and the missus go out and have a good time. How about that?
That's funny.
Dutch, listen, the College Football Playoff Committee standings, the rankings came out yesterday. I admit, Saturday night, watching it, I thought Clemson might move to number 2. Then my belief system, I guess, got a little bit jaded by the AP and the coaches poll, and I thought, no, they're going to get passed. But then the committee said otherwise. Your thoughts on what you saw last night?
I was a little shocked, I got to admit. I understand the logic that they use. You can always go backwards with the logic once they do it and see and break down what they might have been thinking. But beforehand, I wouldn't have thought they would have done it. I thought that Clemson would have been probably number 3.
Well, let me ask you this. Joel Klatt and, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp were not excited about it. They basically indicated that there's no consistency with the College Football Playoff Committee rankings. Would you believe that? Would you buy that?
Absolutely. I believe that sometimes they try to do it. I think that's the reason Georgia was number 1. They were trying to create some sort of consistency. Some of the things and fables that they told last year, I think they try to live up to that with Georgia being number 1. And even so, people thought Alabama was the best football team, that they had to go by past things, and then they let Georgia be number 1. But, hey, man, as long as it's an inconsistent system and it benefits you, then I'll be happy on the weeks that it benefits me. Then I'll be upset in weeks when it don't benefit me.
Is Oklahoma, this is what Skip Bayless says, Oklahoma is clearly better than Clemson, period, end of story.
Yeah, they were. I think they were a few years ago when we played them. They were clearly better in the playoffs. They came in with that high-powered offense. They came in with D.D. Westbrook and that great running game. I mean, they were clearly better than Clemson.
Yeah, Samaje Perine, right?
Point in the second half. Yeah, and they couldn't get a single point in the second half. I mean, for a high-power offense like that to not be able to score in an entire half of football, they're good. And the moment they run into a solid football team this year, they won't be able to score as well.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm picking up what you're putting down. Are you saying that in jest, or help me out here, because I can't pick it up.
Definitely in jest, because anytime a team is tied 35-35 or 38-35, whatever it was at the half, I give no credit to either one of those teams. That's just pitiful. And again, this offensive show that they put on this season is not new. It's what they've been doing. It's what they've done, and it's been summarily dismissed anytime that it matters. Okay. So again, when they played Clemson in the playoff, and they came in with all those stars, that firepower, I mean, they were shut down in the second half. I don't think they scored at all, if my memory serves me correctly, and that should not happen for an offense supposedly that good. But when you're playing against defenses that are non-existent in that conference, then you're going to look that good. Everyone's going to look that good, and I just have no respect for it.
Let me ask you, you're in the Big Ten. I've said all weekend all season that I didn't buy into the Big Ten. I don't think they can win at the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma beat Ohio State. Is that a better win than Clemson's win over Auburn? Doesn't matter where you play the game. I mean, it does, but just taking all factors into account, I don't care where you play it, whatever, is that a better win, a road win in Columbus versus Clemson's win over Auburn?
Absolutely not. I think it's not. I think Ohio State's overrated. I think if you watch that team closely, people thought I was crazy last year when I said Clemson would destroy that team by 17 to 21 points.
People thought you were crazy.
My mind.
Yeah.
And my friends thought I was crazy when I said that Penn State would figure out a way to beat Ohio State, because I said ultimately Ohio State would beat themselves because they were erratic. They didn't have any discipline. They didn't use their weapons correctly. They've recruited amongst the best teams in college football for the past 10 years probably, and they still can't put it together. And I don't think their offense has been right or consistently right since they lost their offensive coordinator a few years ago, and I think they're the same way. I think they're much ado about nothing, but that name brand is going to always give them a bump. So, no, I don't think the Oklahoma victory over Ohio State was much of anything.
One thing we know for sure, you're going to get to see Clemson in Miami. That would technically be the matchup the way things are set up right now with 2 and 3. But it's going to happen December the 2nd in Charlotte. Miami seems like a team playing with a different attitude. We got about a minute. Your thoughts on a future matchup between Clemson and Miami from where you sit today? What do you think?
I think Clemson has the edge, and the reason why I think Clemson has the edge is if that quarterback can't get away from 99-7, then he's going to be in trouble. And I don't think he can. I don't think he's consistent enough to beat our team with that sort of pressure. I think they're in trouble. I think they're a nice-looking little team, as my man Roy Philpott would say.
Right.
But I don't think they're ready for prime time. And any quarterback, I don't care how good you are, if you can't elude, evade, get away from 99-7, you're in for a long night.
There you go. Dutch Coleman here on Clemson Sports Talk. Dutch, man, be good. Look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Great stuff. Love the insight there. If you can't elude and evade number 99, number 42, you're in trouble. You know, and that's the point I think I'm trying to make here. There are a lot of teams in college football, Lowell, that have a singular great defensive lineman. There are teams in college football that have a couple of great defensive ends. Right? How many in the country boast what Clemson boasts from corner to corner on that defensive front? Not many. We'll talk a little bit about that and more when we return here on Clemson Sports Talk. And that's a big difference. It's a tremendous difference.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Now, today's forecast from the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
Tonight, the skies stay clear and the temperatures will dip down to the upper 30s. Tomorrow, more sunshine, but it will be noticeably warmer with highs in the upper 60s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report brought to you by George Sink Injury Lawyers. Think waiting in traffic stinks? Try waiting for your money after a car wreck. Get the experience you're after to help get your money faster. Call George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-999.
1440 Broad River Road, Columbia.
A perfect mix of music based on your favorite artist. It can change the whole mood of your day. One way to kill that mood, interrupting the music over and over like Pandora does. The better choice for artist radio is iHeart Radio. Open the iHeart Radio app. Type in the name of an artist you love, like Foo Fighters, and let iHeartRadio build you a station with all that artist's best music and songs we've handpicked to make you the perfect mix. More music, fewer interruptions, and iHeartRadio is free. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swan, Lowell, the producer. I was just playing some more Joel Klatt for you, for Lowell, I should say. Joel says the ACC and the SEC need to man up and play a real schedule in November. You know, I don't know if the dates are right, but I would give you Clemson played NC State on the road. They would have played Florida State, who was supposed to be a good team. They've got the Citadel, yep, a little bit of a bye week before they finish things off with South Carolina. What's Joel? I mean, I'm sure there are some teams out there that are playing some lesser than opponents. What's Joel's beef, man?
Name me one good game this weekend.
Notre Dame and Navy.
Really? That's your good game this weekend?
All in. Oh, I'm going to look at the schedule.
The best game this weekend is a noon game between Michigan and Wisconsin, and it's only good because of the ranks of the two teams. That game is going to end up being 5-3 final.
I got a good one.
Okay.
Arizona, Oregon, Pac-12.
No.
Come on, those are top teams.
No, they're not. Oregon's like 5-6.
Those are the best teams ever.
Khalil Tate is going to run for 800 yards on Oregon's defense.
All right, so I wanted to look here. I just wanted to get a glimpse of a Pac-12 schedule because I think that's where Joel Klatt, I think that's where he comes from with these conversations. And when I look at Stanford, it's good, right? They played Washington. They played Washington State. They play Cal this weekend. They play Notre Dame. That's a good finish to the season. How is and again, I am assuming that it's better than Clemson's what they dealt with, but the Tigers again would have played on the road at a top 20, top 15. What was NC State ranked 2 weeks ago? Were they 15th? I feel like they were 15th.
Maybe. I'll look it up.
Okay, doesn't matter. Top 20. We know that. Top 20 NC State team. I feel like they were 15th. A Florida State team that wasn't good but was supposed to be. The Citadel. And in fairness to Clemson and Florida State and Georgia Tech, I don't even know who Georgia Tech's playing this weekend. Doesn't matter. They kind of inherited this cupcake thing before the rivalry game because the SEC started doing it.
Georgia Tech is playing Duke.
Remember that? Remember South Carolina would do it. I think Florida would do it. And Clemson and Florida State were like, why are we playing Georgia Tech the week before South Carolina? Let's play a little cupcake game in there. And space out the cupcakes instead of
Clemson used to play like NC State every week before the South Carolina game, and that would always be a dogfight leading up into that rivalry week game.
Yeah, just looking at it, I feel like every team in the country plays two what I would call lesser than opponents, right? Oregon played Southern Utah. Do you even know their mascot?
Nope.
Thunderbirds. How could you not know that? Everybody knows they're the Thunderbirds. They also play Wyoming. Does it matter where your cupcakes, you know what I'm saying? Does it matter where your cupcakes come in to play? I mean, I don't think it does. I mean, if you want to schedule and all right, so here's the team. I'll give you this. UCLA did not play what you would label a cupcake at all this year.
Now, they did play a lower-level team, and they lost the game.
Memphis.
Yes.
They beat Hawaii.
Hawaii is a cupcake.
They played Texas A&M. But you see my point. They didn't play a Citadel. They didn't play a Kent State necessarily. I would agree with that statement. But I don't think that playing the game when they play it is a big issue. I don't think that's a discussable issue. Let's see what Mac's got to say about it. Joe Klatt, David D23 in the chat room as well. Mac, what's up, buddy? Uh-oh, sorry. Hold on, Mac. I'm about to choke.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I said y'all too busy for me, man. Y'all be so. I got a couple comments.
Yeah.
In reference to the polls that came out yesterday. I mean, I feel the bottom line is nothing that you or anybody, not you per se, but nothing that people can do about that, because those are the folks that have been selected to determine which team is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in reference to the cupcakes, even though you may schedule those games 4 or 5 years down the road, that may not be some team's fault that the folks don't have any players. So I mean, nothing you got to do about it. Whoever is placed in front of you, you either beat them, or you beat them, or you lose to them.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line. But the thing I want to talk about is, let's look at Clemson now. They got 2 cupcakes coming up. I consider USC to be a cupcake.
That's a big 8-win cupcake.
Yeah, I see them to be a cupcake. Seriously.
Wow.
They really haven't played anyone other than, and really the only team that they really beat was North Carolina State. They haven't played anybody. SEC East is outside of Georgia. It's pathetic. And if you look at it, Florida, Tennessee, teams that used to compete for the SEC East,
you're right.
They're not what they used to be. But the thing I want to get at is, let's look at Miami. I know we jumping the gun, but let's look at Miami. I want you to look at Miami flaws and compare them to Clemson flaws. And I know Clemson got some defensive backs hurt. Look at that. And the other thing is, really, to me, Clemson has exceeded their expectation considering what they lost last year. And depending on what they lose this year, I think they'd be a whole lot better next year. And I think if Brian don't watch out, his best bet may be to play wide receiver. Thank you, sir, and I listen.
All right, Mac. Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk a little bit more about Miami. We got a break coming up. Mac wants to go ahead and put a Kelly Bryant in like a wideout, maybe a la Braxton Miller. We heard somebody say that the other day as well via social media. Lowell, is that the future for Kelly Bryant in 2018?
My guess right now would be in 2018, Kelly Bryant is your starting quarterback.
It is an interesting prospect, nonetheless, that's laid out here, though, on the show that shakes the South. And we'll talk about that. We'll touch on Miami and more when we return.
Music Festival.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival from Las Vegas.
Let's go!
2 nights, 1 stage. Over 20 of the biggest artists on the planet. Celebrated with iHeartRadio fans from around the world.
iHeartRadio, we appreciate it.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Coldplay, Big Thomas Rhett, The Weeknd, and more.
Watch our must-see iHeartRadio Music Festival Wednesday the 22nd and Friday the 24th at 8 on CW63.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
What happens when your favorite team loses the big game or your favorite player has an off night? Hey, it's Christopher Thompson. Chances are you listen to Fox Sports Radio 1400 for the excitement, but sometimes you just got to change the mood. The perfect mix of music based on your favorite artist with Artist Radio from iHeartRadio. Open the iHeartRadio app, type in the name of an artist you love, and let iHeartRadio build you a station with all that artist's best music. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
iHeartRadio.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swan. Lowell, the producer. Official simulations going on for this weekend because Lowell's out the rest of the week. South Carolina up 20-0 on the Terrier Dogs from Wofford just after the half. We'll keep you updated on that. Now, Mac had a great phone call earlier. What are you doing to the poster over there, intern of doom? I sat on that side of the room for 3 years, not once did that poster fall. You sat over there for 3 days, it's fallen twice. What are you doing over there? Attacking the iHeart Radio poster? Are you agitated? Is the corporate structure here at iHeart, the suits got you riled up? What are you picking up that chair? I'm not sure what you're doing over there. I get a little concerned about the intern from time to time.
Twisted up headphones in the chair.
Oh, is that doing the chair tango? The headphone tango? All right, there you go. Now that looks better. The iHeart Radio poster's back up, folks. Give him a hand. Mac wanted to talk a little bit about Miami, Lowell. And, the Hurricanes, again, 9-0 on the season. Winners of the Coastal Division of the ACC. They lost Mark Walton, you might recall, star running back, really, to season-ending ankle surgery earlier in the year. But in terms of their team and who they are with, with Braxton, how do you say his name? Is it Barrios or Barros? I can't ever. It looks like Cheerios to me. Barrios? Is that how they say it?
The wide receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he remind you a little bit of a young fella named Hunter Renfrow?
No, he doesn't.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Great route running, good ball skills, great hands.
Short and white? No, he doesn't remind me of Hunter Renfrow.
I didn't say short and white. You did.
I did. But you're always going to get the inevitable comparison when there's another short white wide receiver out on the field.
Does he remind you of Don Beebe at all?
You get a lot of Wes Welker comparisons.
Yeah, he's kind of a Wes Welker guy.
He's a Wes Welker type.
Kind of a slot guy.
No. It's funny. Hunter Renfrow is actually more of a playmaker than the last couple of number 13s that Clemson's had. I mean, Adam Humphries was really that proverbial slot guy that you just sent out and he would make the clutch catch. And Tyler Grisham was that kind of player. Hunter Renfrow really can be a playmaker down the field more than those other guys can.
Sure.
And I think Barrios fits more of the typical slot receiver than Hunter Renfrow does.
What's intriguing about him is this, and I don't know how this will come into play down the road, but unlike Hunter Renfrow, he is sort of the catalyst. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he is essentially the Deion Kane. He's the Well, I was going to say go-to guy, but I know that people won't like that when I mention Deion Kane. He's the guy that they trust. He's the Mike Williams. I mean, he's not Mike Williams, but that's who he is. And I guess technically you trust Hunter Renfrow because of what he's done. But when they need a big play, that's where they look. And I'm not talking they need a 5-yard gain, they need a 3-yard fourth down conversion. They're looking for him to take the ball to the house.
And I mean, he's mastered the art of down the field getting flags, which is incredible. He's been a playmaker down the field multiple times in his career. No, he is the guy. He is the number one receiver.
Well, and then they've also got Christopher Herndon IV, who has come on late in the season with several touchdowns in the past couple of ball games. And, you know, it's a ball club that would be infinitely more scary, I don't deny this fact, if Mark Walton was there carrying the ball for them. I mean, to give you an idea, Mark Walton was averaging nearly 8 yards per carry when he went down. And that's where I think Clemson will be able to take advantage of this Miami team, because if you can limit their rushing attack, then all of a sudden they're forced to beat you through the air. They become essentially one-dimensional, and I don't think that they'll win enough times at the line of scrimmage against Clemson. And somebody got on me on social media because we were talking about Miami. They're like, "Hey, you still got the Citadel in South Carolina." Yes, but I don't know moving forward a couple of weeks if Miami can win enough times at the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, that I would feel comfortable saying, yeah, you know what? I think Miami's going to win that game. I think Miami's got the horses to beat Clemson straight up. Well, can they win? Yes.
It's kind of the same questions that we had about Jake Fromm and Brandon Wimbush
I would agree.
Georgia and Notre Dame respectively.
I would agree.
What are they in the passing game when you take away their ability to run? You can go back to that Virginia Tech game. They won comfortably. Rozier was not great, though. I think he had 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions through the air. He was right around or maybe a little bit under 50% passing the football. But they got enough turnovers and were able to compensate for all that. What do they do when they are not forcing turnovers and when they are not able to run the football? What kind of team are they going to look like?
Well, and I think for Clemson, that's where having a versatile quarterback like Kelly Bryant comes in. Because even when you try to take away Clemson's rushing attack, right? Having that dual threat quarterback, having the versatility to run that read option, having the ability to drop back, pull the ball down, break contain, and then get into the open field and essentially become a running back with the ball in your hands is a tremendous advantage for Clemson. It's a tremendous advantage for Alabama. Malik Rozier is athletic. He's not that. He's not Kelly Bryant in the open field. And I would make the same argument for Baker Mayfield. He's not that in the open field. Baker Mayfield, I'll go back to it again. I kind of equate him to being the quintessential quarterbacking version of a Johnny Manziel. He's a gunslinger. He's a risk taker. Can we both agree that you would not be shocked to see a guy like Baker Mayfield spinning around in the backfield, eluding a defender, and then going Chad Kelly on it and just flinging one 30, 45 yards down the field on a wing and a prayer? I mean, that's the kind of things that he will do. It will work out some. It will be highlights some. And then against other teams, he's going to get gobbled up.
Well, and this has been my argument and was my argument before that Orange Bowl in 2015. When you face a disciplined defense, if you are not a disciplined quarterback, the disciplined defense is going to win. Because the disciplined defense is not going to fall for your fakes and spins and winging it down the field. They're going to pick that pass off, or they're going to keep contained and get a coverage sack, which is what Clemson did all night long to him in 2015, that Orange Bowl. Never let him get away, never let him sling the ball down the field. They always had someone spying on him, so when he left the pocket, he was getting hit. When you go up against a disciplined defense, if you're not a disciplined quarterback, you are in trouble. If Oklahoma makes the playoff, we're going to see what they really are, because I don't think they're any different than they were in 2015.
Davey D23 has a question for you, Lowell. Who sat Joel Klatt down on a cactus? That's what he wants to know. Yeah, Joel Klatt, Fox Sports, they're all fired up at the College Football Playoff Committee. I really think that there's something else there. I'll tell you what I think it is, actually, when we return here on the show that shakes the Southland.
Listen to what our customers say about their pit stop.
I am a preschool teacher. There's never a dull moment. I come to pit stop every day on my lunch break. I usually get their pizzas, which are delicious, and I'll be telling my coworkers about them, and a good cold Mountain Dew. And right now they have 20-ounce Mountain Dews and Dr. Peppers, 2 for $3. Stock up on them. Get me through the day. When you're kind of drained from little people, it's good to come in and just see a smiling face.
Want convenience without compromise?
Don't stop till you're at pit stop.
It's engagement season, and that means it's time for the biggest bridal show of the year, the 1047 WNOK Bridal Expo on January 7th. If you're in the wedding industry, this is your opportunity to meet hundreds of engaged couples, showcase your services, and enjoy networking with other wedding pros. Most importantly, book business. Sunday, January 7th at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Presented by Columbia Bridal Associates, Carolina Bride Magazine, Hilton Columbia Center, American Floral, and Southern Way Catering. Reserve your space today at bridecityshows.com. That's bridecityshows.com.
Stars and Stripes Sports is a leader in the sports athlete development market, offering innovative health, fitness, training, and player development solutions for players and coaches of all levels of youth sports. Stars and Stripes Sports is looking to add at least 2 people per state to start their own business for sports testing and to market these events locally. We want people to start their programs in early 2017, starting with spring training. Many high-quality athletes fail to reach their potential. Call Chris today, 704-737-9970, or email Chris Carlson at starsandstripesports.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
The Happy Honda Days sales event is going on right now at Honda of Columbia. And Jonathan, they're offering the lowest prices of the season on every new Honda.
Low prices, yes. Low payments and low interest rates too, Gary. Accords, Civics, Pilots, CRVs, HRVs, Odysseys. You name it, you can save big on it right now.
This event only happens once a year, and it's a great time to get a great deal on a new Honda.
'Tis the season to save at Honda of Columbia, your friendly family Honda dealer. Highway 378 at I-20 and HondaofColumbia.com.
I'm back. That little voice inside your head. We both know going to Office Depot Office Max for 50% off print services is super smart. And your biz could use an Epson printer for $70 off. Now $79.99. Plus 50% off signs and banners? Oh, you deserve this. So let's go. Office Depot Office Max.
Taking care of business.
Offers end 11/18. Limit 1. Get 50% off coupon in-store or visit OfficeDepot.com/save.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
From the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400.
WCOS Columbia.
Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app.
Fox Sports Trending
now. They were runaways for the Cy Young Award. The National League Cy Young Award went to Nationals pitcher Max Scherzer. Scherzer wins the honor for the third time in his career. The second straight year he claimed the honor in the National League. As Scherzer received 27 out of a possible 30 first-place votes. Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers finished second, with Steven Strasburg of the Nationals coming in third. As for the American League Cy Young Award winner, for the second time in 4 years, it's the Indians' Corey Kluber. Kluber led the American League in wins, complete games, and ERA this season and becomes the 19th pitcher to win the Cy Young Award for the second time in his career. He received 28 out of 30 first-place votes. The other two went to Chris Sale of the Red Sox. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott is dropping the appeal of his suspension and will now serve a 6-game ban. He'll be able to return Week 16 against the Seahawks. The 3 UCLA basketball players have been suspended indefinitely for shoplifting and...
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prime time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. Lawton Swan, Lowell, the producer, Sam Blackman, as he joins us each and every Wednesday here on the show that shakes the Southland. Clemson historian, member of the Clemson University Athletic Department for over 30 years. Always great to have Sam on. We've got our simulation games going here in studio. Wofford in South Carolina right now. This is because Lowell's going on a little vacation here on the back end of the week. I'm convinced, Lowell, that you thought Thanksgiving was this coming Thursday, and that's why you took off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the holiday. But Wofford is down 20-14 with the ball, minute 34 left, closing in on midfield. So we've got a great game between the Terriers and the Gamecocks. The Tigers and the Citadel Bulldogs set to square off here in studio on our simulation. That interception will end this Gamecock game, I'm afraid. But Sam Blackman now stepping into the arena with us here this evening. Sam, always great to have you on, and we certainly appreciate your insight into a couple of military schools, one former in Clemson and one current and long-standing institution like the Citadel, who will be coming into Death Valley this weekend. How are you, Sam?
Fine. How are you doing today, Lawton?
Man, I'm really good. I'm excited about the fact that we're kind of getting to the back end of the college football season. Things are starting to take shape. The Tigers were ranked number 2 yesterday in the college football playoff rankings, and now we look towards the weekend in a matchup against the Citadel where Clemson will honor the military wearing all purple. I just think that's one of the neat new traditions, I would say, that Clemson's really taken on in the past several years.
I agree with you. We can't thank enough to our brave men and women that are in the armed service. We are should be all very proud of them and protecting us and keeping our country free. As they say, freedom is not free, and it is wonderful that we do honor these brave men and women that are all over the world protecting our freedom. And there's just so many fronts now, different kinds of warfare, and we ought to just be very proud of each one.
Now, Sam, when you take a step back and think about the military traditions that Clemson has and the way Clemson still honors it, just talk a little bit maybe about the heritage and the history on that front in terms of Clemson University and the legacy of the military tradition.
Sure. When Clemson opened its doors in the late 1800s, it was decided that Clemson was going to be a military school. It was going to be military-type discipline, and it was fashioned after Mississippi State's system. And there was a commandant that came, I think, from the Pentagon, and they, as soon as you walked on Clemson's campus, you were automatically in ROTC, and so once you graduated, you had to serve in the armed forces, whether it be, the Army Reserve or anything like that, or serve in the in the military. So it was decided early going to it was going to be a military school. So and Clemson does have a lot of brave folks that served. They've had Medal of Honor winners, or I should say, awarded to them,
right.
And they've had a lot of people that have won different, have earned different medals, and Clemson does have a proud heritage. There was a football player that was from Augusta, Georgia, and he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he also won the Carnegie Medal, and he was just a brave man. I'll have to. His name escapes me right this moment, but he was just one of a kind. And like I said, we do have a lot of brave people in our past.
Yeah, how about, is it Aquila Dice? D-Y?
Yeah, Jimmy Dice.
Okay, there you go.
Jimmy Dice.
I go right to the Google machine and help you out there, Sam.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a hard time remembering people's names today for some reason.
Well, these were individuals. I think a lot of people will absolutely forgive me. We're talking, what, 50, 60, 70 years ago? So
yeah.
Way back in the annals.
He was on the football team, and he also saved 2 women off the coast of Charleston. He was on vacation with his family, and and this one woman was in trouble. She was swimming, and this other woman jumped out there trying to help her, and Jimmy went running out there and saved the one that was really in trouble, and then the other one, I think he had to render aid to her as well, but he brought him safely to shore, and he won the Carnegie Medal, and then he fought, I think it was in the Philippines, and he saved some Marines. He didn't have to go back out, but he said there's some fellow soldiers out there. We're gonna save them, and then he went out there and saved them, and then he was eventually killed the next day. But he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Of course, that's the highest you can win. And I think Clemson's had 2 or 3 in its past, and then they've had some high-ranking military men as well. So Clemson does have a proud military heritage, and over almost 500 former Clemson students have laid down their lives for the country, and so those need to be remembered and honored. And as the editor of the Tiger once wrote back in the 40s, he simply put, "We shall never forget." And the stadium, of course, is named Memorial Stadium, and it was in memory of those Clemson students who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Now, Sam, this is a unique conversation about Memorial Stadium, and it's something that I don't know if it gets broached. I don't know if it's a topic that gets brought up, but you see so many stadiums now in our country, corporate naming rights. You know the financial impact of what goes on in sport.
Sure.
Do you ever have concern, that something like that could happen, that you're playing in the Dunkin' Donuts Stadium at Death Valley? Does that ever?
If it does occur, I would still say that it would probably be Memorial Stadium, and it might be presented by or something like that.
I got
but
you.
It would always be the name Memorial Stadium, just because of the reverence towards those folks that gave their lives.
Absolutely.
And what's so unique about Clemson Memorial Stadium is across from where the players make their famous entrance running down the hill and touch Howard's Rock, there's a what we call it's named the Scroll of Honor. It's a memorial to those brave men who have given their lives to our country.
Right.
And their names are etched in stone. Then they added a few last spring, I think about 2 last spring, we have a Memorial Day service there as well. But it's they kind of made that as part of the stadium. They have a walkway in between that's from brick, but it kind of ties into the stadium. The university planners did a wonderful job tying that in. And it is, and that is, and so many people wonder, why was it named Memorial Stadium? Well, it is for the war dead, for the Clemson students that made the ultimate sacrifice, and it's just a wonderful tribute, and I just think that it should never be changed,
Sure.
And I don't see it being changed in the future either, because it's just such a impact of what in like I said, an epitaph for those who made the ultimate sacrifice, and it's just one of those that are listed is Rudolph Anderson, who was shot down over Cuba in 1962, and I think he was on the casualty of the Cuban Missile Crisis, and he was from Greenville over here, So and they say he was one of the reasons that it ended, peacefully, because he allowed the photos. He took the photos and he got the information to they got the information to President Kennedy and things like this. So,
he's a Clemson grad. That was a Clemson grad.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
He was a Clemson graduate, but his name is Rudolph Anderson, and my second cousin was his roommate, and he said that he was just a wonderful person.
Well, that's a small world and an unbelievable story there from Sam Blackman here on Clemson Sports Talk. Sam, let me ask you this. Was it World War I or World War II where the entire, I believe, senior class from Clemson enrolled in the military or went into the service?
Yeah, it was a class of 18, and they sent a wire to President Wilson saying we volunteer. The entire class, we volunteer, and it was such a sacrifice that they made, and it was and they really meant business, because a lot of them did end up going, and then World War II, Clemson furnished more officers to the United States, more than any other school except for West Point and Texas A&M.
Wow.
So that. And of course, you got to remember, Clemson had a small enrollment at that time, probably about 2,000 people, and a lot of the people and it was just. It just, like so many other schools, there weren't too many people around, left to carry on the school, but Clemson remained open, and Clemson did maintain. Coach Howard wanted to keep football going, because he said it would be hard to start back from scratch, and he told me, he said, I really worked hard, and we would have just, little 18, 17-year-old freshmen and people who might have been rejected for one reason or another from the military, but he kept the football teams going. They didn't have great results during those years, but he did want to keep it going, and he used it as a morale booster, too. He would write the various Clemson students who played football who were serving abroad, and he would write them a letter, and then we had another gentleman who was in charge of the YMCA, Mr. Hortzendorf. He would send copies of the Tiger just to help build a morale. But Coach Howard said, I like to give them something to think about other than war effort, and then I was trying to keep their morale up and have them something to look forward to when they came home and playing, more football and returning to college and things like this. So it is favorable, whenever you think about if you're off by yourself and, fighting way off somewhere and you're homesick, and then you get a letter, say like from Coach Howard, and you're thinking, hey, in a few months maybe I can go back and play football. That does have to help you feel better.
No, that's a great point. Now, let me ask you this. In terms of the military traditions, when I was in Clemson, I lived in Johnstone F. Of course, we had the old gun racks there in our dorms.
Yes.
What year, and I should probably know this as a Clemson grad, but I don't, and that's why I bring you on the show. What year did Clemson sort of shift away from the military heritage more towards the modern Clemson University that we know today?
1955 is when they went co-ed, 1955, and that was about the time, I'll have to tell you this, the senior platoon, Clemson had what they call, it's what some people call a fancy drill unit. It was called a senior platoon, and it was about I think 60 people in it, and of course the Citadel still maintains one. It's called the Summerall Guard.
Right.
And they're so good. And
are they performing this weekend? Do you know?
No, I don't think they're performing this weekend. And but I wish they. I love to see them perform. I wish they were, because I love to watch that precision, and the Marines have their drill unit and things like this, and I love to watch that kind of thing. But the Citadel has an excellent one, and the Clemson had an excellent one too. And but yeah, that was disbanded whenever they went co-ed, and but it did. It was around 1955, and then of course Clemson changed the name from Clemson College to University in 1964.
Okay, so there you go. So Sam Blackman here on Clemson Sports Talk. Now, Sam, we've got about 3 minutes or so. I'm sure you got another great story for us. If you don't, I'll throw some out there. Are there any great connections between Clemson and the Citadel that you are aware of? Okay, go for it. Let's hear it.
One thing in 1931, Clemson got beat by the Citadel in 1931. It was 6-0. It was played there in Florence, South Carolina, and it was and people were just devastated. What I mean, not because they lost to the Citadel, but things just weren't going right that year. And there was 4 men that met in this car in the parking lot. It was Coach Neely, Frank Jervey, Captain Hefner, who was in charge of the ROTC program at Clemson at that time. He was also the boxing coach. And then Joe Davis, who was the basketball coach, and he was an assistant football coach. And Captain Hefner, he helped a little bit with football too. But Frank Jervey asked them, said, who the Jervey Athletic Center is named after. He asked Coach Neely, he said, our football coach, he said, Coach, what is it going to take for us to be competitive? What do you need? He said, well, we need scholarships. We need to be able to educate our fellas, free like some schools do, and attract better recruits, etc. And that was the beginnings of the talks of starting IPTAY.
Okay.
IPTAY, that was about 3 years before IPTAY really was organized and started, but that was the very first inklings, or the very first beginning of talks about coming up with that idea of IPTAY. That, of course, back then it was I pay $10 a year. And Jess told them in the car, said, we probably need about $10,000. That would really help. They were going to buy some little equipment as well. I had an uncle, and my father was here at the time too. They would tell me Clemson literally was playing in uniforms and football pants, etc. That was using. They was so there was just no money. They were playing with pants that had patches on them, and they had patches on top of those patches. It was just, just wasn't a good thing, and they did the best they could, but they just, a lot of places and schools during the Depression, there was just simply no money, and you just didn't have money to spend on things. But that's what started the formation of IPTAY, and of course it's grown into one of the great scholarship clubs in America. A lot of people come and want to know what's your secret, and it was very well organized, and we had a lot of dedicated alumni, and it was just a lot of
Hey
great
Sam,
people.
I hate to cut you off. Let me cut you off. We're going to come back, though, after this break with Sam Blackman. Stay with us.
Hello, this is Linda McMahon, head of the U.S. Small Business Administration. As we enter the holiday shopping season, I encourage you to join me in celebrating Small Business Saturday on November 25th. That's the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. Support the small businesses that make your community unique. Shop at your favorite local stores or discover new ones. Join me by getting out there to shop small next week on November 25th, Small Business Saturday.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Ever had that small crack in your windshield that turned into a very large crack overnight? Hi, I'm Ray.
And I'm Mary Ann, and we're with Absolute Glass.
We are your only local high-end auto glass specialist in the Midlands, used by high-end car dealerships. And we absolutely have you covered.
Whether it's a small or big crack, you could be confident in our certified technicians to get the job done right the first time.
Visit AbsoluteGlassInc.com for a quote or call 951-7200.
That's AbsoluteGlassInc.com or 951-7200.
Heading into the holidays, everyone could use a little extra cash in hand.
And what would you like?
So we're giving you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand 16 times every weekday. Just listen to win $1,000 every hour. Weekdays between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1400. Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's BANK to 200-200.
I get it. I get it.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. I get money. That makes sense. I mean, that seems kind of fitting considering the historical ramifications of IPTAY. And we've got Sam Blackman, Clemson historian, on the line with us tonight. And, Sam, you were saying that the whole conversations about IPTAY and everything started basically in a vehicle, and they needed 1,000 people to give $10 a year. Now, let me dive in and ask you this, because I know that the means of communication when this happened weren't what they are today. What was this, a mouth, like word spread by mouth, or were there mailers? How'd they do this? How'd they pull it off?
Yeah, they had to, and then they sent, some Clemson people went out in the state and just beat the bushes and just went to where they knew Clemson people were and lived, and went to the farms, and the first one of our first tennis coaches, Hope Sloan, he was big in going out and recruiting IPTAY members, and that's just what they did. They just went out, and I think Mr. Hortzendorf did as well, and they just went out in the country, in the South Carolina areas, and just said, hey, we're coming up with this new club. And it was a secret organization, too. They just didn't want the other teams find out what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
And so it started out as to make it special. Then, of course, they kind of relaxed that after a couple of years or so. But literally, you have to think, too, during the Depression, that took a lot of courage to start a fundraising organization.
Sure.
I mean, no one had money. Times were hard. No one was working. But yet you start a fundraising organization, and that's the faith that Clemson folks had in the leaders, and I still think I think that spirit lives today. And Coach Sweeney he'll be the first one to tell you, why not Clemson? Why can't we compete among the tops? And he has that determination as well. And I think Clemson's always had that spirit. And why not Clemson? Why not? We can't compete among the top. And that was one of the first questions the students asked when they first started football. Why not Clemson? Why can't we have a football team? So they went and asked Mr. Riggs to be the first coach. So with that said, they had that determination. And, a lot of the people, friends of Clemson, alumni of Clemson, were paying their IPTAY dues with livestock and produce, like what they raised.
Right.
And they did the best they can just to get the money in. And they didn't quite, I don't think they met the goal the first year, but it soon started getting up there. And the fruits of the labor really paid off. Later on, after IPTAY started, of course, Clemson went to the Cotton Bowl. And the basketball season before that accomplishment, Clemson won the Southern Conference basketball tournament. You had scholarships, and the first, they had you could see the first, the fruits of labor was won in that basketball championship. They won the Southern Conference swimming championship, and they won the. They went to the Cotton Bowl, won the Cotton Bowl, and that really helped Clemson build a solid foundation that I think that we still thrive on today.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
And one of the first scholarship winners that wasn't a football player, a basketball player, was Dude Buchanan. He played baseball. He was on the basketball team as well, but he told me he was the first non-football scholarship winner at Clemson, the athletic scholarship. And I'll tell you a funny story. Clemson won like I said, they won the 39 basketball championship.
Right.
And it was up in Raleigh. And every night the basketball team would go by the sporting goods store. That's where the trophy was. It was in the picture windows in the front window of that sporting goods store. And he told me the basketball team would go by there every night looking at that trophy. And they said, "Oh, I wish we could win that." Well, Clemson won it, and they were all excited. Everybody's holding up the trophy, after the game, after they beat, I believe it was Maryland, and they were all excited. And Mr. Buchanan dropped the trophy.
Oh, no.
And then when they got back to campus, everybody said, "Hey, where's the trophy? Where's the trophy?" And Coach Davis, Joe Davis, who was the basketball coach, said, "Well, we had to leave it in Raleigh, get it fixed. Buchanan dropped it."
Oh, no.
So that was just a cute little story. I thought it was. But Clemson, after they finally won the basketball championship, they still had to delay getting the trophy.
Well, maybe that's where the bad lucks come from, that we haven't won one since. I guess. Well, we won. Exactly. I guess we won the one back in the early '90s there with Cliff Ellis, but never the ACC championship in the tournament though.
No.
So
No.
Maybe that's what it goes. We got to go get that trophy and put it back together. Sam, one final thing. We got about 2.5 minutes or so. I want to ask you about the TAPS. Right. I saw the news that the TAPS, Clemson's yearbook, this is going to be the final release of that in a physical form. Just give us some thoughts on that.
Well, I really enjoyed TAPS. It's helped me over the years look back, and it gives you a sense of what those students were thinking about, what they look like, what they dress like. You really get a good introduction to a lot of the people that were here on campus, whether it be the faculty or the students themselves, especially the seniors. They used to put a large, lot of work into this, and they would put a large picture of the seniors, of each individual, and then they would tell what their accomplishments, what they did while at Clemson, and their athletic accomplishments, etc. Then that sometimes in the early years they used to put a little sketch about them, but it gave you a lot of good information and let you know where they're from and what their future plans are, etc. So it was good research material, and it's a very valuable part I think of Clemson's heritage, but that's just the way of the world now. I think the University of Virginia quit printing a yearbook, and a lot of schools are doing this now. And of course, TAPS is derived from Clemson's military heritage. TAPS, was on military bases, etc. Or is played, when it's lights out, whenever it's
right.
time to, hit the hay, and so they would not just think that's an appropriate name because that's the closing of the year, usually when TAPS came. So that was a good year, and it still gave reference to our military heritage at Clemson. But I did hate to hear that it was being discontinued because, like I said, 100 years from now, I hope there's some kind of recordings or some kind of records so people will know what was going on at Clemson at that time.
Well, unfortunately, Sam, it might be Instagram or Twitter.
Yes, exactly. And I hope that's being recorded somewhere and kept,
Right. Sam, listen, always great to talk to you. Thank you so much. A little extra segment there for everybody, but we always appreciate your insight into the Clemson, the history of Clemson University. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. And again, let's be thankful for all our military people.
Yes, sir. And a great celebration up in Tigertown this weekend, Military Appreciation Day, as the Tigers will be wearing all purple, of course, and the Citadel will be in town. Sam Blackman here on Clemson Sports Talk. 803-978-1832. I say this with all honesty. I have moments with Sam on the air where, do you ever get that tingly feeling on the top of your head, Lowell? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you kind of, it's almost like your skin's crawling, but it's on the top of your head because you're gaining knowledge or something.
That must be a bald thing.
No. When
no, I don't get that.
Ever.
That's just me.
You never get that really
That's
awesome feeling?
No.
Oh, man. When Sam Blackman dives in on some stuff, some nights, I'm just like, tell it like it is, brother. Tell it like it is. Sam Blackman here on the show that shakes the Southland. Lowell, the producer, Lawton Swan, coming back after this.
On the next episode of the Thrive Global podcast, Ariana Huffington has a thought-provoking conversation with best-selling author and international speaker Gabby Bernstein. Gabby and Ariana talk about everything from spirituality, meditation, and self-doubt to phone habits, social media, and finding happiness. The Thrive Global podcast is sponsored by Sleep Number. The Sleep Number bed adjusts on each side so it is perfect for both you and your partner. Experience the Sleep Number bed exclusively at one of their 550 stores nationwide. Check them out at sleepnumber.com/thrive.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care. Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Tonight, the skies will stay clear and the temperatures will settle down to the upper 30s. Tomorrow, look for plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures. The highs, upper 60s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by the National Kidney Foundation.
Thinking of donating your car to charity? Kidney Cars has been helping kidney patients for over 30 years. Just pick up the phone and
call 1-800-488-CARS. The Kidney Cars Program.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the 2016 college football national champion, Clemson Tigers.
I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I want to pull up, head spin, get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs, I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Get it, get fly.
You know, I don't get tired of talking to Sam Blackman. Good gravy. You talk about historian. You talk about knowing the goods. And he's right about the yearbook, Lowell, because what it would say, my great-grandfather's 1912 yearbook at Clemson, which you can find in the library, it listed his goals. He wanted to be a deer farmer and raise tobacco.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I'm sure is probably was probably a lofty goal in 1912. Farming deer, though, just seems a bit of a reach. That would be like me going.
I'm not even sure what you do exactly as a deer farmer.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be a kid today putting out, I'm gonna have an elephant ranch. Oh, we're gonna raise elephants and what's going on here, Lowell, in your simulations? South Carolina squeaks by Wofford. That means Wofford's going to win. We know that. And Citadel's got Clemson knotted up at 13.
I'm not sure. This game really does not just like Clemson at all. I'm not sure what's happened with this year's version, but really, like with other games, it's been pretty spot on. It's just the Clemson game.
Is it Kelly Bryant?
It's not like. I don't know.
Is Kelly Bryant just bad?
Kelly Bryant hasn't been bad in this game.
People criticize Kelly Bryant all the time in real life, and now I can't criticize him on the video game. You're defending a video version of Kelly Bryant?
He hasn't had a turnover or anything.
Well, the Citadel's about to take the lead.
Clemson's defense has just been bad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, there's that quiz out there that people ask a lot of times, like, can you name all of the colleges whose mascots do not end in S? You've seen this conversation before? You've heard this?
Yes.
And I'm sure you and I can both do a lot of them just off the top of our heads. 2 Wolfpack, the Orange, the Fighting Irish, Crimson Tide,
the Tree,
Stanford Cardinal.
The Tree. I call him the Tree.
Yeah. And so there's a handful. Green Wave, Tulane, the Thundering Herd, Marshall. You could go through that list. Is there another school that's first name is the? You understand it is the Citadel.
I do.
Not
or El Cid, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not what everybody calls it. I mean, there are some that, yes, they do call it El Cid. I get it. But the Citadel. Is there another the out there? Like the Notre Dame, the Penn State?
Not that I can think of. The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
There you go.
They like to go with that action. Is there another the out there, though?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Like, that may be even a more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more difficult question for people. What's the only school in the country playing college football with a the at the beginning? The Citadel. Can we take a shot at that list of teams with no S at the end of their name? Can I see how I do? Can I get a passing grade? What's passing today? 70? 70%, I think.
What do you know? What website this is?
I think you could just Google schools, college football teams that mascots names do not end in S. I guarantee it's out there. Because it's a classic bar / guys hanging out, chilling conversation.
Okay. I am pulling it up.
All right, so you've got something.
I do.
Are you prepared for my submissions? How are you going to know if I get them all?
I think this is the list of all of them.
Okay, you ready?
So, yeah, let's do it.
Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yes.
Tulane Green Wave.
Yes.
Both Wolfpacks, Nevada and NC State.
Yes. Although they spell Wolfpack differently. North Carolina State has
one word
one
and
word.
two, yeah.
Nevada has it.
Right.
Nevada has it too.
All right, Fighting Irish.
Yes.
Stanford Cardinal.
Yep.
The Orange.
Yes.
Syracuse Orange. The Midshipmen. Navy Midshipmen.
Correct.
There's another one that ends in man. Don't tell me who it is, though. How many? Okay, I've got 8. How many are on the list?
12.
Ooh, I miss it. The Mean Green of North Texas.
Yep.
That's 9. Wow. Wow. It's starting to get tough. Is there I feel like there's another one in and around our vicinity, like in the ACC or the SEC. Who would it be? It's major college football or all college football?
All college football.
No. Kent State's not the Golden Flash. They're the Golden Flashes. So they end in S.
Yeah, you're on the right path.
God.
You're on the right path with that one.
I can't. It's a Golden Hurricane?
Do you know what they are? What school it is?
The Golden Hurricane?
Yeah. Hint,
Tulsa?
There you go. I was going to say, Clemson has ties.
Yeah, Tulsa. All right, that's 10. There's 2 more? Oh, my gracious. I could probably think of them if I had enough time. I don't want to bore the audience. What are the final 2? There's people yelling at me right now. Hold on. Is another one man? Is another one something man?
No.
Okay, I give up. What are they? I forgot.
Illinois Fighting Illini.
Illini. I should have known that.
Marshall Thundering Herd.
I said that one, though, earlier. Yeah.
Did you? So which
not during this segment.
Yeah.
A minute ago when we were running through them, that was when I said.
Thundering Herd.
Yeah, I said Thundering Herd. So Illini, that was the one I left off, the Big Ten. Now, when I say Golden, Golden was what the key was for that one. All right, that's fun, man. It's 12. 12 of them. I did 10 pretty solid. That is a passing grade where I came from. And technically I did 11 because I did say the Thundering Herd earlier. All right, Clemson and the Citadel knotted up at 20.
Incredible.
Heading to the fourth quarter.
Clemson defense is might be the most overrated defense in the entire country.
Christian Wilkins is going to have his hands full this weekend.
Christian Wilkins got trucked a minute ago.
Christian, if you're listening, look out. Citadel's going to dominate you at the point of attack.
No, there's a stop, though.
Wilkins is not even ready for this. The Bulldogs are going to roll.
He needs to come back to school for another year.
Yep. Just because you can run down the hill, be honored as a senior, doesn't mean you're leaving, Christian. This game is going to tell the story. When Clemson's college football playoff hopes come to a screeching halt against the Citadel, South Carolina's loss to the Bulldogs a couple of years ago looked like a joke.
Well, they had another important loss to the Citadel. One in which also had national title implications.
Navy.
Oh, was that Navy?
Yeah.
I thought that was Citadel.
That's okay. They're the midshipmen. They're the midshipmen. They're still part of this segment.
And Kelly Bryant throws a pick.
Oh, no. We're back. Final segment. College Sports Corner with Lowell. Stay with us.
Heading into the holidays, everyone could use a little extra cash in hand.
And what would you like?
So we're giving you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand 16 times every weekday. Just listen to win $1,000 every hour. Weekdays between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1400.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Have you been thinking about sprucing up your yard, debating between pine straw or mulch? Call my friends at Carolina Turfgrass to get your yard looking as great as mine right now. I chose to go with pine straw this year, and it looks incredible. Carolina Turfgrass is conveniently located at 5400 Augusta Road in Lexington, and if you need your order delivered, they can take care of that too. In addition, Carolina Turfgrass carries a wide variety of turfs, including centipede and Bermuda. For unmatched quality and service, call Carolina Turfgrass, 446-6525. Look for Carolina Turfgrass on Highway 1 in Lexington.
It's raining women at South Carolina's #1 spot for adult entertainment, Platinum West. Stand back. The ladies of Platinum West are going to electrify your senses with the most intense adult entertainment in the Deep South. Stop by 7 days a week for the finest in adult entertainment and a daily happy hour from 4 to 8 p.m. Platinum West offers a full bar with all your favorite mixed drinks and a full kitchen serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Buy a bottle of bubbly and spend some time chilling in our champagne suites. Ask a host or hostess for a tour. Want free admission? There are several ways. Bring your military ID 7 days a week and get in free. Bring a hotel key from any local hotel and get in free. Or bring your ticket stub after an event and get in free. Club hours Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 6 a.m. And Sundays, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. On Facebook at Platinum West. Platinum West. Platinum West. Platinum West.
Before the holidays, it's the little things at CVS Pharmacy that help get you ready for the season. Like M&Ms for your holiday baking, now 2 bags for $5, and personalized gifts made from your favorite photos. CVS Pharmacy offers so many other little things too, like a $10 CVS Pharmacy cash card, yours when you spend $30 on select items, including Honey Nut Cheerios, now $1.99. Head to your neighborhood CVS Pharmacy today and save big on all the little things for everyone on your list.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
Follow Clemson Sports Talk on Twitter at Clemson Sports. Now more of Clemson Sports Talk. Take it away, Dad.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
It is the Wednesday edition, simulation Saturday because Lowell's out the rest of the week. Clemson's losing to the Citadel 27-20 in the fourth quarter. What is wrong with this machine? Explain yourself.
It feels like it's only Clemson games. Like all the other games are pretty accurate. It had South Carolina dominating Florida, which pretty much happened. They kind of let Florida hang around. I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, ever since like week 2, it's just been way off on all the Clemson games.
Are you sure your download didn't come off of South Carolina's campus?
It may have. It may have.
I mean, Clemson has just been beaten every weekend, pillar to post on this game. And they're ranked number 5. The Citadel's about to go up 14 on them. Kelly Bryant can't hit the broadside of a barn.
This is incredible. The good news is Kelly Bryant in real life has not thrown picks as bad as some of these.
Listen, if Clemson fans think Kelly Bryant's bad in real life, come watch him in studio once a week. You'll be thankful for Saturday.
Do we need to put Hunter Johnson in the game?
Oh, dear gravy.
Do we need to put Hunter Johnson in?
Listen, I don't know what you're going to do. Hunter Johnson ain't giving up 34 points to the Citadel. That ain't his fault. Or that ain't Kelly Bryant's fault, I should say. They're killing Clemson with this option and that stiff arm right there.
They can't tackle him.
They've rushed for 300 yards. Oh, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
This is insane.
All right, let's get into the College Sports Corner.
Awesome
Our good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac, of course, sponsor the College Sports Corner. And Lowell gives us the short drive down to exit 145A.
Clemson Sports Talk presents the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. Just a short drive down I-26 at exit 145A in Orangeburg. Now, CST reporter Lawton Swan.
All right, Lowell, what you got? College Sports Corner tonight. Topic 1.
The UCLA trio, LeAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill, who were arrested in China for shoplifting, were delivered home, and they are now suspended indefinitely from UCLA's basketball team. UCLA coach Steve Alford said they will have to earn their way back.
Yeah, when the president's got to get you out of trouble, it's a little bit different. You know, if you get picked up by the law there around UCLA's campus and you're out of jail in a day or so and you're home, maybe the suspension's not that great. I feel fairly confident that when the president of the United States has to intervene, you probably are going to be suspended a little bit longer. I did find it interesting, though, the president tweeted out, "Do you think I'll get a thank you?" And then apparently he got a thank you. And my thought was, that's essentially when I tell my child, like my 2 kids are fighting, and I tell my son or daughter, I say, apologize to your brother. And they go, sorry. And I go, no, like you mean it. And they're like, sorry. And even though I still know they really don't mean it, it's like, thank me for what I did. Thank you. I don't know that they really meant it. But I'm sure they are excited to be home and out of Chinese prison, whatever that is like. I don't think I want to go to Chinese prison.
I don't think I do either.
All right, next topic.
Arkansas Athletic Director Jeff Long was fired today, with the school's chancellor saying Long had lost the support of many of our fans, alumni, key supporters, and members of the university leadership. Now, this is a big deal for a couple of reasons. Number 1, obviously Jeff Long is out of a job.
Right.
Number 2, what does this mean for Brett Bielema at Arkansas?
He's done. Do I need to go further into it? He's going to be done. That's all there is to it. It's a simple thing. He is done. It won't be long. But I am surprised Jeff Long is out of a job because he was such a fixture of the original college football playoff. You know what I mean? When it first came out, he was the chairman. And so everybody kind of knows who Jeff Long is. But he'll still be a part of that, as we mentioned earlier. All right, topic 3, what do we got?
The 5 finalists for the Bronco Nagurski Trophy were announced today, and they are Alabama defensive back Minka Fitzpatrick, Georgia linebacker Roquan Smith, Houston defensive tackle Ed Oliver, Iowa linebacker Hosea Jewell, and North Carolina State defensive end Bradley Chubb.
Not even going to lie. When you called me Hosea Jewell, I almost said, what'd you call me? Now say this again. Who are these cats?
The finalists for the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. Minka Fitzpatrick from Alabama, Georgia linebacker Roquan Smith, Houston defensive tackle Ed Oliver. I don't like saying this name. Iowa linebacker Hosea Jewell. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
And North Carolina State defensive end Bradley Chubb.
Okay, yeah, Chubb, man, he's one tough cookie too. That's a lot of good names right there. And if you're I think it's safe to admit that if you are a NFL executive, wouldn't you admit that's a pretty good crop of talent there to.
I'm still shocked Ed Oliver ended up at Houston.
Hometown guy. I mean, right there in his backyard. I think that's probably the biggest reason behind his decision. He's a heck of a ball player, but, being there, he's kind of fallen. I don't want to say off the radar, but wouldn't you admit that
Houston had been on the national scene this year.
Right, so you don't hear much about him, which is unfortunate for him. But I guarantee you the NFL execs know who he is. I guarantee you people know who he is. I mean, nobody's forgetting about him in that respect. All right, what else we got? Anything else in the college sports corner?
Washington linebacker Azim Victor has been suspended after a DUI arrest. This is actually the second time he's been suspended this season. He was suspended for the season opener against Rutgers for an undisclosed reason, and he was a preseason All-American.
I don't know anything about that situation, but did you see the weird situation out of Kansas about the player with the car and the single car accident, and they're saying that they need to investigate a little bit more about the vehicle, how the vehicle was afforded or paid for, or the financial.
I did not see this.
You need to find the quote. You need to find the quote of what Kansas said about the car situation with their star basketball player that was sitting out last night. It was like we have to look further into the financial something of the vehicle. And I'm assuming that has something to do with the fact that Kansas is.
And apparently there are no police reports for this wreck.
Yeah, so single car. Yeah, I'm not sure, but this might be something we can dive into, or I may dive into tomorrow. For Lowell, the producer, I'm Lawton Swan. As always, y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
At OPEX Columbia, we aim to inspire, empower, and challenge individuals to reach their highest potential. We take this mission very seriously and sincerely desire to help people achieve the goals they set out for themselves. OPEX Columbia is where you will excel no matter what your goal, whether that be health and wellness, body composition, or being a competitive athlete. We are conveniently located downtown across from the South Carolina Baseball Stadium. Contact us at opexcolumbia.com and mention this ad to receive 10% off your 3-part assessment.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Lawton Swan here, and I know in sports we're always talking about the big guy. Well, let me tell you, when you're buying a car, you don't need that. What you need to do is head down to Orangeburg to my good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. 4 generations of family-owned business right there at Ferry Chevrolet. No dock fees, no tricks, straightforward pricing in a low-pressure environment you'll love. Check them out online, ferrychevrolet.com, or call them 803-536-1600. It's Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac, just a short 30-minute drive off of exit 145A in Orangeburg.
At Progressive, we think your floral boutique is the bee's knees. In fact, it's all the bee's knees